Assalamu alaikum, dear students in grade 11. We'll start today a new lesson. It's an easy lesson, statistics. But first, let us ask a question. How could we organize, measure, and analyze any data in different domains such as physics, biology, economy, medicine, social sciences, etc.? Please prepare your book, copybook, and your calculator to start our lesson. You have taught before how to organize data in a table, how to represent the data in different graphs, and you know what's an interval. In this chapter, we'll study new objectives. Define some vocabularies about statistics. Group a given data in classes. Find the cumulative frequency of a given data. Calculate some central tendencies like X bar, the mean, range, median class, model class. Calculate the variations, variance V and standard deviation. Represent the data graphically using different graphs, histograms, and polygons. Find graphically the mode and the median. Session 1. Grouping data then finding its cumulative frequencies. Let us start with this activity to define some vocabularies. The following are math exam grades over 20 of 30 students in grade 11. Population, the set which is under study, 30 students in this class. The individual, which represents each element in this population. Here it is each student. The variable or modality, it is the character or modality under study. It is here in this example the grades. Kinds of variables or modalities. There are two kinds of variables, quantitative and qualitative. In case of qualitative, it's the modalities that can't be measured, like gender, color of flowers, and kinds of cars. Also, there are two kinds of quantitative, discrete, where the values are certain, usually whole numbers, like number of children in a family, number of studied hours, etc. The second kind is continuous. It is represented as group data as intervals called the classes. Values belong to an interval of set R, like heights, weights, length. Now let us start by organizing the following data in a table. The data should be organized in an increasing order. You can see how we have two students got 2 over 20. Only one student got 3 over 20. One student got 4 over 20, and so on. The total number of all students is 30. It's good, but the problem is that there is a large amount of numerical data, and the solution is easy. Let us see this kind of grouping of this data. In this way, we change the data from discrete into continuous data, which means that we have here intervals, and these intervals are called the classes. Each class has a size 4. It means that all students having grades between 0 and 4, where 4 is excluded, are here. So their number is 2 plus 1 students having grades between 0 and 4, so we have 3 students. These are the students that have grades between 4 and 8. So we have 6 students belonging to this class. Also in this way, we have 10 students belong to the class 8 to 12. Don't forget, it is closed at 8, opened at 12, and so on. Each class has a length which is b minus a, which means we have here 4 minus 0, the size of the class is 4. 8 minus 4, it is 4. 12 minus 8, it's 4, and so on. All the classes should have the same length. Note that the last class should have closed in the two numbers, closed brackets. Now, let us remember, the frequency is the number of individuals, which are students, having the classes related. We have here, these are the frequency. The total number of frequencies is the total number of students in the class. Also, don't forget that the relative frequency is each frequency divided by the total. So we have 3 over 30 is 0.1, 6 over 30 is 0.2, 10 over 30 is 0.33, 5 over 30 is 0.16, 6 over 30 is 0.2. The total number of relative frequency should be 1. Also, don't forget that the relative frequency ranges between 0 and 1. Also, we can find percentage of students in each class. To find percentage, we shall multiply relative frequency by 100. You can see how 0.1 times 100 is 10, 0.2 times 100 is 20, and so on. Which means that we have 10% of students had grades between 0 and 4. 20% of students had grades between 4 and 8, and so on. In addition, we can find the measure of angles related to each class by multiplying the relative frequency by 360. So 0.1 times 360 is 36, 0.2 times 360 is 72, and so on. And we needed to represent the data in a circular graph. Now, to find the cumulative frequency, it's better to represent the data in an increasing order. We have two types of cumulative frequency. Increasing cumulative frequency of a class is the sum of frequency of this class with the frequencies of all the classes before. The decreasing cumulative frequency of a class is the sum of the frequency of this class with all the frequencies that comes after. Now, the increasing cumulative frequency of the first class is the same as the frequency of the class, while the frequency of the second class added to what comes before will give us the increasing cumulative frequency of the second class. The increasing cumulative frequency of the class 8 to 12, for example, is the frequency of this class added to the frequencies that comes before, which are 6 and 3, to have 19, and so on. And we can notice that the increasing cumulative frequency of the last class is the total number and 30. In a reverse way, we find the decreasing cumulative frequency. The decreasing cumulative frequency of the last class is the same as its frequency, 6. And the decreasing cumulative frequency of the class 12-16 is 5 plus what comes after, which is 6, to have 11. The decreasing cumulative frequency of the class 8-12 is 10 plus what comes after, yani plus 5 plus 6 to get 21, and so on, till you get that the first class has the decreasing cumulative frequency total n. Now you have this exercise and as application. Please stop the video until you solve the required parts. This is the solution of the application. Please correct for yourself. I wish you get true answers. Dear students, you have to refer to your book pages 106, 107 and 108 to revise. Then do the assignment. I wish you enjoy your lesson. في أمان الله.